I'm going to show you how to take this dull, flat, single colored headline and turn it into an eye-catching, dual colored headline. Let's go. Okay, so we're not going to waste any time with this. I had a really hard time finding a solution for this, and I wanted to make an updated video for ClickFunnels 1.0 and how to do this in probably the fastest, most concise way possible. So I do want to caveat this video before we dive into it and say that I am no means by trade a coder or a CSS person. I've just learned these things throughout the years. I've been able to kind of dial into it. I have consulted with a CSS specialist and they do validate that this code is permissible. So if you're okay with that, continue on with the video. Let's jump right in. So I provided a document for you guys. It's going to allow you to keep the script to a minimum while being able to design several elements within your page. What I mean by that is I'm going to allow you to put multiple different headline colors, dual headline colors, without having to write so much script and without having to get these different class IDs and put it in there. I'm not going to get into the nuances of what that is. Just know that I've been down that road where I had to put in every single headline ID and it becomes very lengthy. And the longer your CSS code is, the longer it takes to load. And we definitely don't want that. So I'm going to show you a workaround that I found that did multiple things. It allowed me to get the look I was going for. It also kept the code clean and it kept it very lightweight. So let's jump right into it. I've provided a document for you guys with this script in it. All you have to do is put in your information and I'll send it right over to you. What you're going to want to do is get this script, copy it, and you're going to paste it right into your coder here. So we're going to go into the CSS editor. I'm going to scroll down to line 21. This is where I'm working. I'm going to paste it right in there. Okay. There's two things that you're going to want to change here in this script. You're going to want to specify the title. We're going to talk about that in a second, but you also want to specify the color that you want. Okay. The color that you want the dual highlight to be. So before we dive into that, you're going to want to make sure that you establish the base color first. So right out of the box, ClickFunnels does not allow you to have a dual color headline, but they do allow you to change the overall color of the title, right? So right here we have a headline and I have it as white. You can change it to black, gray, green, blue, pink, whatever you want. I'm going to specify mine is white. So I want my base color to be white and I want my highlight color. So the color that the dual headline is going to be, I want it to be a dark purple. So I'm going to go over to my Adobe XD and I'm just going to grab this purple that I know I need. I'm going to grab the hex code here. If you don't have something like Adobe XD, Photoshop, Illustrator, Figma, Canva, there's a simple online tool you can use called CSSmatic. I'll put the link in the description down below. You're going to want to go to CSSmatic, hit the box shadow tool here, and you can have a color picker just to kind of choose the color that you want. So for example, if I go over here, I can change this to whatever color I want. I know I need some kind of dark hue purple, somewhere around this range, but I already have my color. I'm just kind of giving you an example. I'm going to go back over to my funnel and I'm going to go into my CSS and I'm going to add the color here. Now, I want to just kind of give you some context as to what we're doing and what we're really helping ClickFunnels understand what we're doing. So with this script here, what it's basically saying is I'm telling ClickFunnels, I want you to look into a div. Within that div, it must have a data title that is the specified title that I'm going to give it here. And we're going to change this here in a second. But on top of that, in addition to that, I also want it to be italicized. So there's two things that we're telling ClickFunnels. We're telling ClickFunnels that I want to go within a div, search for a title, a very specific title, and it has to be italicized. Once they find those two things, I want you to change the color when I italicize it. Okay, change the color when it's italicized, but do not tamper with this part. But I'm telling ClickFunnels, do not make it italicized. I want the font style to be normal, and that's very important. Okay, very, very simple. So right out of the box, we don't have those kinds of elements as to change this, but we do have some native elements, which is bold, italicize, underline, and strike through. I'm not going to get into the nuances in this video where I can show you how to change all of these native tools to help your designs come more alive, where I use them for things like highlights and other features like strike throughs and stuff like that. This video is primarily about the dual headline color. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to go and click into this. And there's something I want to show you really quick because according to my design, I want it to be a dual headline, a 4-day challenge. So 4-day challenge, we're going to try and change to this darker purple. And I'm going to italicize it here. Now I want you to note something. I already have the CSS code in place and I've already italicized it, but it's not working. Okay. And that's because remember, we need to specify a few things. So we're going to go back into our code and we're going to go over to line 21. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. We're going to go over to line 21 and we're going to tell ClickFunnels that I want the data title to be very specific, and I want it to be a specific title of, headline dash purple. Okay. So wherever there's a data title of headline dash purple and it's also italicized, I want it to be not this color here. I want it to be this color here. Okay, this is the purple color that I'm telling ClickFunnels that I want to specify. So now that we have those rules in place, you're going to notice that it's still not changed the color, and that's because we haven't done the second rule, which is specifying the title. So we're going to go into this gear icon here. Make sure that you select on the headline title that you are trying to change. Okay, it's not going to work if you click on the section here. It only works if you click on the actual headline. So click on the gear icon for the headline. Go over to the hashtag here, and it already comes with the defaulted name of headline. We're just going to get a little more specific. We're going to put dash, remember the color, purple, right? And we're going to hit update, and you'll see two things happen there. One, the italicized went away. Okay, it's no longer italicized because we told ClickFunnels whenever it has this specific code, we want the the type style to be normal. Okay, the second thing that happened was the color. So if we go back in here, we can see exactly what we told it. We said we want the color to be purple and we want the font style to be normal. Okay, so no italicized when this happens, just make it normal and you'll get this outcome. So we're going to try it again and we're going to use a different color just to show you that we can do this multiple times with different colors and different headlines. Okay, we can do this as many times as we need. We just have to specify which headline that we're going to do it to. Okay, so let's just say that we come here for this second one and we want to highlight what would you do in pink. So we're going to hit the italicize. You're going to see that nothing happened because what do we need to do? We need to go back over here. We need to grab our code. We're going to come back over here. We're going to put it right in underneath the purple. Okay. So we're going to hit two spaces. We're going to put it in here. Now we're going to specify this headline. So we're going to put headline pink. Okay. And I need to change this color to pink. So I'm going to go back over to my design here. And I know that I have this pink color right here is fine. I'm going to grab this pink color here. I'm going to come back over to my code editor. And I'm going to put the color in here. Those are the only two things that you need to change. You need to change the title specification and the color specification. Okay. So now I'm telling ClickFunnels that I want a div that contains a data title of headline pink. And we're going to go and specify this as pink. And I want it also to be italicized. So once you find those two things within this div, turn the headline pink and unitalicize it. Okay. So now that we have that script in place, we're going to go over here. We already have it italicized, right? So we're just going to go and specify the title now. So we're going to go in here. We're going to hit the hashtag here. We're going to hit, didn't put that right. We're going to hit headline dash pink, right? Update. Again, two things happen. No italicized, and now it's pink. You'll notice that the icons here turn pink. That is quarantined to only the div here. If you have all of your icons here that are turning pink, you might be missing a curly bracket, which is going to be this guy right here. You might be missing one of these. So it's curly bracket. So I'm going to go back down here so don't get confused. You might be missing a curly bracket, or you might have something like a comma or something where it's not supposed to be. But again, the only thing you really should be messing with is this within here. Make sure you keep the single quotes. Just change that out there and you should be good to go on, as well as the color. Make sure that you have the pound sign here or the hashtag sign before the hex code in order for that to work properly as well. So I'm going to give you one more example. It's going to be the same exercise here, but I just want to drive the point home and let you know that this is, I mean, you can do it as many times as you need, guys. There's really no limit to it as long as you're doing it correctly. And by the way, if you want to know how I accomplished this flashing animation, just let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to make a separate video on this one as well. But let's just say I want to change this color green. So I'm going to change it to this green here. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to grab my script. I'm going to come back over here, go to my CSS, and I'm going to jump down here. Now we got purple, pink, and I want to add one more, which is green. And again, guys, you can add as many as you want. I just need these three. So I'm going to specify this. I'm going to specify the title as headline. Did I spell that right? headline green, right? And then we want the color to be green, right? So I'm going to go over here. I already know I need this color, so I'm just going to go and grab this color. Again, you can use Figma, Adobe, Photoshop, Illustrator, anything that has a color picker like that, or CSS-Matic that I provided for you guys. And then you're just going to go over to your CSS here. You're going to scroll down a little bit, and we're going to go to the green one, and I want to specify the color. Oops, you don't want to go too far. Specify the color as green, okay? So now we're going to go over in here, and we're going to italicize it, but we have not specified it by the title, right? So we're going to go into the gear icon, we're going to hit the hashtag here, and we're going to specify it as green, okay? Hit update, make sure to always hit update, and it's going to specify it as green. Now, you can always add to it after that. If you want to add to it even more, like you want to highlight or you want to make more of it a dual color, you can just highlight what you want and then add it there. And then if you want to make the whole thing green, you can highlight the whole thing or just the remainder of it, and you can add it there. Well, what if you want to add this to something that's not a headline, right? What if you want to add it into a paragraph? So you'll see right here that this is a paragraph. Well, you can do the same thing there too. If you go over here and let's just say you want to highlight, start building your dream life, right? We're going to go in here, we're going to hit italicize, but we need to specify the title, remember? So we're going to go and hit the gear icon. We're going to go over to our hashtag and it defaults to paragraph, but we're going to put the title, right? We're going to put it as headline dash green. And if we hit update, you're going to see that what we specified as italicized, right? So if we italicize anything else in here, it's going to be green. Now, what if we want to remove it? What if we want to remove it there? We highlighted something or we made a dual header color that we don't want to specify anymore. It's not as simple as just unclicking it. What you're going to want to do is go back into the gear icon. You're going to hit the hashtag there, and then you're just going to remove this. Let's just put it back to headline. Actually, we're going to put it back to paragraph, just so we don't get confused. And then we're going to update that. Now you'll see that the code went away, and then you can now unitalicize whatever it is you want to unitalicize. So like, for example, I don't think I want the whole thing to be flashing. So we're just going to get this. We're going to take this away. I'm just going to do that. And then the code goes away, and then I'm going to unitalicize today. Cool. But I really want to keep the rest of it. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm just going to put that N that we mixed it up with, and there we go. So that is how you get multiple dual colored headlines in ClickFunnels 1.0 in probably the most concise way possible that I know of. If you have any comments, questions, be sure to leave them down in the comment section below. And if you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more. We'll talk soon.